Hello, I'm the official name writer. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give our The hell? I said our, and I thought I heard a noise. My recommendations at the end. It's not ours, it's mine. I'm the one who decides. And today we're looking at Cufant and Copperajah. Copperajah is a Pokemon that I actually hate its design because it's so damn square. Like, it actually looks like it belongs in the N64 era, with just how square it is. Like, literally look at those tusks, and see how perfectly square they are, and how his ass is perfectly square. Like, it's a rounded rectangle at best, but it's just too square for me. You know, if I had to pick one out of everything I've seen so far, which is 10, 13 technically, Rampage is probably the one I like best. Like, that's a simple Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname. It also makes me think about the game Rampage. And then it's like, well, who could you put that on? And my first thought's Tyrantrum, because that would fit better. But, like, you could use Rampage for any sort of Goliath monster-based Pokemon, and that would probably fit pretty well. You could put it on Tentacruel. If you look up here, Jumbo is number 6. If you look down here, for whatever fucking reason, Dumbo is 14. Dumbo was one I had written down. I probably saw it from someone else because it doesn't seem like the kind of thing I would think up on my own. But yeah, Disney's Dumbo. That's kind of an easy one. Very famous elephant. Megazord? Go-Go Power Rangers? Okay, hold on. Which Zord had elephants? Because the first season of Power Rangers, I'm 99% sure was based on dinosaurs. And then the second season was based off the Chinese Zodiac. And then after that, I don't know. But I do feel like I remember an elephant. But I don't remember an elephant. But sure, what the hell ever. There's better Pokemon that could go on. Over here, though, I wanted to highlight Babar because that was the kind of thing where it's like, I recognized the name, but I didn't recognize who it was. And then when I look at that idiot face, I'm like, oh yeah, I recognize that guy. So, yeah, that was a thing. I'm not gonna lie, because it was next to Dumbo, I figured it was either a Dumbo character, like Jungle Book or some shit. It just, the name felt like it. But sure, there's another idea for you. Oh, I like Jumanji. That's a good one. That's way better than Megazord in terms of relevancy. Jumanji's actually one I've had set aside, but I've never been sure who to put it on. I figured like a foresty Pokemon would be an easy choice, but I just never made an effort. Like maybe Carnivine or Serena come to mind as far as Jumanji. That's just the first Pokemon I could think of. But I'm fine with that because I remember the Stampede scene. We're talking 90s Jumanji with Robin Williams, not 2000s Jumanji with The Rock and Jack Black. I'm only going to highlight this one because it's explaining it. I don't know shit about Doctor Who other than that it was a fad in like, what, late 2000s, early 2010s. And everyone all of a sudden cared, and then people stopped caring. So, I don't know, maybe someone out there knows or cares. Only highlighting Fortune because technically I named my Frofro that in my, what I own? I think I own X? Yeah, my X playthrough. And that was just because I thought about, like, rich people and poodles. But yeah, it works Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style. Do I think it fits a Copperajah? No. If you wanted to do that kind of motif, maybe Ivory might be a better nickname. And then Aladdin, I feel, is a pretty easy one to highlight as well. Maybe less so Genie, but Aladdin, you could at least draw some parallels. Here's a pretty good example of all the things that you... Okay, maybe not all of the things, because it kind of just completely takes a left turn. Okay, Dumbo, we get that. Snuffleupagus, we get that. Horton, that also makes sense. Have I seen Raja or, like, Maharaja? Yes, I've seen that. That's literally what its fucking name is based off of, you stupid idiot. Don't name it that. What is wrong with you? Aladdin, we talked about that. Jasmine, maybe less. And then it goes like Freight Train, King Tut, Anubis, Osiris, Ramses, Cleopatra, Cairo. Those have fuck all to do with an Indian elephant? I don't know. Maybe I'm mentally challenged, but I don't see the relation. And while on the subject, I forget which Pokemon. There's an electric type Pokemon prior to Gen 8 that's Pokedex entry said that like its spark could knock out an Indian elephant. I think it was a Kanto Pokemon. And since Copperajah has been released, they updated the Pokedex entry to say that its Spark could knock out a Copperajah. And that's a nice little detail. Okay, that's it. We've looked through everything. I'm trying to think if there's any other elephant Pokemon, honestly. That's been the main thing I've been trying to focus on, because I'm like, okay, Donphan. Is there anyone else I could recommend this episode for you guys to check out? And I'm honestly not sure. Like, I can't think, but I feel like there's something else out there. Let's go over comment suggestions real quick. Bronze, brass, because copper-colored metals, and then Babar. Pachyderm, because of the stop side being made of metal. I mean, Pachyderm is fine because it's an elephant, so I support that. That's in reference to Yoshi's story. I'm fine with that. The ones that I have written down or felt were worth highlighting, I feel like we already talked about Dumbo. I feel like we mentioned Heffalump. And then the ones that I know were not mentioned and I'm going to mention are going to be all over the place in terms of references. First off, Mr. Elephant, or I just choose to use Elephant, Elyfant, from the Gomon games, who just, I don't know, that was what I ended up using as my nickname for Donphan when playing through Scarlet and Violet. Stand by it that Scarlet and Violet does not have good choice for ground-type Pokemon. Rain from Mortal Kombat, because his animality turns him into an elephant. Do I think it's the best choice? No, but I mean, we've mentioned animalities as a theme before, so I might as well highlight it. And then this one I know we've talked about in the past before, and I actually haven't seen it in a little bit. And that's going to be the Divine Beasts, the elephant being Varuta. I think that's still a very, very strong name, and that's where I'm positive we've seen, like, there's got to be some other elephant Pokemon. I'm just crazy, right? Like, there has to be something else, right? I don't have a personal choice. I mean, I guess I'm technically already using Elephant for Donphan, so that one's out of the question, but yeah, that's that. It's fine. I feel like there's potential, and I feel like Copperajah was probably a more popular with suggestions than Donphan, but I'm honestly not sure. Because, secret for you, that episode was like probably 3 years ago, and I don't really remember. But that's going to be the one I recommend. If you could think of an elephant Pokemon that I can't, please tell me what it is so I can recommend that. And then, like, you know, I mean, eventually when I go through all the videos and set up interactive links for the descriptions, like, that'll be there. But still got to finish up Galar and go through Paldea too. That'll be a next year problem. Or a 2025 problem, however it goes. But that's that. Any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use, what you'd recommend. If elephants never forget, Copperajah and Donphan should be able to learn more than 4 moves. You shouldn't be able to delete moves, because they never forget. If you see that your Donphan forgot the move Tackle, Pokemon is lying to you. It didn't forget. They never forget.